Hi guys, John Moore with you, and we're doing a bench update really on the M24 Chaffee from Italeri in 135 scale as usual. We'll just give you a look at what we're up to at the moment. We'll just take the old box out of the way and we'll get out the old destructions as we all hate. I'm kind of all over the place with instructions because I jump. I do bits and pieces. But as normal, you do the wheels, the suspension. It tells you then to do the tracks on the side skirts, but on the top, a few other bits and pieces. I jumped ahead and I did bits and pieces that I could get done. I wanted to get the kind of the tub done, and I wanted to get the turret done. Just the basic shape. Just it I like to have it sitting there when I'm working on other things, and I can look at it, and it kind of gives me a bit of inspiration. So, I want to get into that. I want to get that done. I want to get that sorted, and it gives me the oomph to do all the little fiddly bits. You know what I mean? Instead of doing them when it tells you to do them, you mightn't really be in the humour, so I leave them. So the instructions, they for me, yeah, of course they are important because you have to do, but I don't follow them step by step, and I'm sure many of you don't. At the moment, as you can see, I'm working on the tracks. This is the second set. There's the individual track links. There we go. I, they're fabulous. They're very, very nice. They go together well. And the reason I can say that is because I have one side done already. No, I have to be very, very careful with this because I'm literally they're only just after being put in place. Not worried about the sag in this because it's going to have side skirts on it, but just want to, you know, yourself leave them set so that I can take them all off again then and get them painted up. But fitting together, they're simple, very, very easy to set together. You know, I could be a bit more anal and try and get, you know, make sure that sits properly there, but like I said, it, the side skirt's gone over them, so it's going to cover them anyway. But even if you wanted to actually show them the whole way and leave off the side skirts, they're perfect. They really are, and they're nice. They're compared to the last set that I did. They're nicely molded. Look at, you know, they're going to look lovely painted up and stuff. I did. We'll turn it on from the other side so you can see it much easier. Because I've been doing the tracks, I painted the underside and the side and the wheels and things like that. So I can get the tracks on. And this is what I did. I silvered up here and silvered these. That's a little hint that I got. I spotted that on Mr. Brett G. Did that and found that a very, very nice little idea. I had all the wheels off on the old matchsticks things, painted them, sprayed them black, completely black. I want to put this down because I don't want to be handling it for too long until those tracks set. Sprayed them black, and I used my my little mask thing. This is the second time I'm after using this, and it's brilliant. And like I said, it only cost me €2 or €3 in Tiger. I found out that this is the wheel I wanted. Masked off the rest down to about there, and you know, just sprayed them front and back, and I flew through them, absolutely flew through them, and I had all 10 wheels done. With the rubber perfect on them and everything else in less time that would have taken me to do say 3 or 4 wheels by hand. So even with all the faff and the setting up and this, that and the other, it was still much faster. So that was a brilliant little idea. And I've seen Sydney for stretching over there, I've seen people selling wheel mask sets for ridiculous prices, and all it is basically one of those. So get your hands on one of those little things. You pick them up in any stationery place, they're bound to have them. Like I said, I've also got the turret well, the bulk of the turret done. As you see, it's got his little metal barrel, which I must have to weigh down the inside because it, even though it's only light aluminium, it's still heavier than the plastic, so I need a counterweight in there. I was going to paint up that white, but when there's no other detail whatsoever inside there, I'm not going to have hatches open to look in because nothing worse than looking into a hatch and just seeing nothing at all inside. If you difference if you're going to put a figure in, at least then you can kind of mask half the inside. But there's no point. So what I'll do is I'll figure out just by gluing on extra little bits of plastic, bits of heavy, sprue itself, and counterweight that it'll balance. It's just adding and subtraction and getting the right weight on that. That's all that is. But the turret goes together lovely, absolutely fabulous. That was just me more. Just it wasn't really a major fill, and you didn't really have to fill it, but I filled it. Just trying out my goo. I don't know what this stuff is actually called. I spotted a couple of people using it. Switcher uses it, a few more use it, and nobody actually shows how it's made or anything like that. I've tried to look up, so I just kind of figured out from listening to odd bits and pieces of basically what it is, and then I said I'll give it a go, and I made a bottle of it, and it's fabulous. I just tested, like I said, I tested it out, and then I've tested it out on a blob of it here, dried in. And for those of you that don't know what it is, it's basically quarter of a bottle of Tet to make it extra thin. The the ordinary to make it extra thin, and bits of sprue. I just cut them up into little kind of pellets, dropped them into it, and it just melts up into a goo. And what this goo is, if you look at it, it's kind of a liquid filler. It won't do big gaps, but it's quite liquidy. Flows into areas, and it'll do seam lines fabulously. Absolutely fabulous. Great little stuff. Like I said, I don't know what it's called. I stumbled on it by accident. I've seen a number of different people using it. Paul Bretland, I've seen him using it. Switcher, I've definitely seen Switcher using it. And I've seen a few more kind of hinting at it. But basically that's what it is. It's a homemade filler. It won't do for big gaps and things like that, but it will do for seam lines and stuff, and little gaps. As you can see, I popped them in there a little while ago, a few more bits, because I just thought it was a little bit too liquidy. I want to thicken up it a slight bit, so I just added in another small few. Leave them for a couple of hours, and then kind of stir it up. You can shake it. It's quite liquidy. Like I said, that's the filler. It's great stuff. That's where I am with the Chaffee. The Chappy. Like I said, I'm waiting for. Well, I'm not waiting for anything. I'm working on this set of tracks. Just clean them off, pop them into place. When they're all set, Revel contact that professional. Into each hole, give it about 5 minutes just sitting there. Lift it all off and wrap it around. Simple as that. Leave it set. Don't actually join. Leave them set, and when leave them for a couple of hours, then you can sort of wangle it off, and it can be all painted up then afterwards. So that's what I had intended doing with the Tiger one, but unfortunately the tracks just never looked right. They never went together right. Every time I tried to lift it off, they were popping off left, right and centre, so I got so mad with it, it went flying. It joined the Luftwaffe. So anyway, that's my update for the Chaffee. Hope I didn't ramble on too much. Catch you up in the next one, lads. Build something. That's the important thing. and enjoy it. Get satisfaction out of it. Catch up in the next one, lads. Don't forget, like and subscribe if you haven't already.